There's a line in The Office that everybody quotes and almost nobody actually thinks about. Michael says that if he had a gun with 2 bullets and he was stuck in a room with Hitler, Osama bin Laden, and Toby, he would shoot Toby twice. People love that line. It's one of the most quoted things in the whole show. But look at what's actually being said there. A man is sitting at his desk, doing his job, bothering nobody, and his boss is announcing that he'd rather use both bullets on him than on 2 of the worst people who ever lived. And Toby is right there. He hears it. He hears all of it, for years. That's the thing about Toby Flenderson that I don't think most people ever stop on. He isn't just the punching bag of the show, he is the loneliest, saddest, most quietly wrecked person in that entire building, and the show knows it, and it keeps turning his sadness into the joke instead of looking straight at it. Michael was lonely, and we all understood that. He got a whole ending about it. Toby was lonelier than Michael ever was, and what he got for it was his boss openly wishing he were dead. I didn't really see it until I went back and watched his scenes in a row. Not skipping ahead to the next Jim and Pam moment, just Toby. And once you watch the show that way, you sort of can't laugh at him anymore. So get comfortable on the Couch Flicks sofa, because today we're talking about the saddest man in Scranton. Let's start with the hatred, because it sets up everything else. Michael despises Toby, and the show is very clear that there is no real reason for it. Toby is soft-spoken, he's polite, he follows the rules, he has never once done anything to Michael, and Michael treats him like a personal enemy sent down to ruin his life. "Why are you the way that you are?" he says to him. Like Toby just existing is an insult. And here's the actual reason Michael gives, the one time he bothers to explain it. Toby works in HR, which means he answers to corporate, not to Michael. So in Michael's head, the office is a family, and Toby is the one person in the room who technically isn't a part of it. And then Michael adds, almost as a throwaway, that Toby's also divorced, so he's not really a part of his own family either. Sit on how cruel that is, and how casually it gets tossed off. In one sentence, Michael says Toby doesn't belong at work and doesn't belong at home, and the whole office just laughs along and takes Michael's side. Year after year, this man gets treated as the thing that's wrong with the room, and he never really fights back because what would he even say? There's a specific kind of loneliness in being disliked for no reason anyone can name and no crime you can actually fix. You can't apologize your way out of it. People have just decided. And Toby lives inside that every single day. And the part that makes it sadder is that the few times anyone bothered to give him a chance, they liked him just fine. Before the show even started, Jim and Toby used to sit at desks right next to each other, and they got along so well that Michael had to split them up because they talked too much. Daryl, over in the warehouse, once called Toby the red-haired guy with the sad eyes, and then said he was a cool guy. So there was never anything wrong with Toby. He wasn't unlikable, people just didn't bother. Michael decided how everyone was supposed to feel about him, and everyone went along with it, and the 1 or 2 people who actually talked to him found out he was fine. Michael even tried to like him once, and it tells you everything. There's an episode where Michael needs a favor, so he hugs Toby, calls him a good guy, the whole thing. And Toby is so happy about it. He says maybe Michael would like him if he just got to know him. He's that starved for it. And then the second Toby can't do the favor Michael wanted, Michael flips right back to hating him. That's the pattern of Toby's whole life. The rare moment of warmth shows up, he lets himself hope, and then it gets yanked away the instant he stops being useful. Now the family stuff, because it's worse than people remember. Toby isn't just divorced as a punchline, he has a daughter, Sasha, and he sees her on a schedule, the way divorced dads do. There's a Christmas episode where he goes way out of his way to track down the one toy she wants, this princess unicorn doll, and he's so proud of himself and he says, "For once, Daddy's going to be the hero." For once. That one phrase tells you exactly how he feels the rest of the time. Here's a man who loves his kid and mostly walks around feeling like he's failing her. And then the show does something almost mean with it. Toby's daughter adores Michael. The one man on earth who hates Toby the most, who jokes about shooting him, Toby's own little girl lights right up around him. There's an episode where the kids come into work and Sasha is just thrilled by Michael Scott. So even at home, even with his own daughter, Toby loses to the guy who can't stand him. He can't win in his office and he can't win in his living room. If you want to understand where all of this comes from, the show actually tells you, very quietly, in a couple of lines most people forget. When Toby was a kid, his parents got divorced. Both of them wanted custody, and both of them asked him to get up in court and testify against the other one. He loved both of his parents. He didn't want them to split up in the first place, and he got dropped into the middle and made to choose, and no matter what he did, he was going to lose one of them. That's the childhood that built Toby. He learned before he was even grown that loving people just means getting stuck in the middle of their fight and walking out of it alone. And then look at what he does for a living. He becomes the HR guy, the person who stands in the exact middle of everybody's conflict all day, every day, and gets resented by every side for it. He took the single worst part of his childhood and quietly turned it into a career. He's got a master's in social work, a psychology degree. He even spent a year in seminary, and all of that education funneled him into a job processing harassment complaints about Michael Scott. He probably doesn't even realize he rebuilt his childhood on purpose. Okay, Pam, this is the one that really got me. Toby is in love with Pam quietly for years, going all the way back to season 3. And he never does anything about it, because of course he doesn't. He's Toby. He tries once, early on, to ask her out, gets nervous, and pretends he forgot what he was even going to say. Then there's the famous scene. Everyone's stuck at the office after hours, they're all laughing about something, and Toby, just for a second, puts his hand on Pam's knee. And the whole room goes dead silent. Her boyfriend is sitting right there. It's awful. And Toby is so humiliated that he just blurts out that he's moving to Costa Rica, and then he climbs over the parking lot fence and runs home. That's how he deals with it. He doesn't walk out the door, he climbs the fence and runs. And it keeps going. At his going away party, he buys a camera, an entire camera, just so he can get one picture with Pam before he leaves. And Pam, who's actually being kind to him, gives him a gift, a framed photo of the whole office. And the first thing Toby does is scan it for her face. And she's not in it, because she's the one who took the picture. He can't even get her into a photograph. He leaves Scranton convinced she never felt a single thing for him. And here's the detail that turns the whole thing into a tragedy. After he's gone, Pam admits to the camera that she actually thought Toby was kind of cute. He never knew. He carried that for years and left believing it was completely one-sided, and it wasn't. Not entirely, and nobody ever told him. So he goes to Costa Rica. This is supposed to be his escape, the fresh start. Somewhere warm and far away from the office and from Pam and from Michael. And when Michael finds out Toby is leaving, he is overjoyed. He throws him an enormous party and says it matches the joy in his heart. The man is celebrating Toby's exit right to his face. And Toby goes. And on day 3 in Costa Rica, before he has even seen the beach, he breaks his neck zip-lining. The one time he tries to start a new life, his body gives out inside 72 hours. He ends up in traction in a hospital, and then he comes back. Back to Scranton. Back to the same desk, the same chair, the same room full of people who threw a party because he left. And how does the office greet the return of a man who just broke his neck? Michael is horrified. Genuinely, openly horrified that Toby is alive and back. He and Dwight start actively scheming to get him fired, to frame him because they can't stand that he's there. The universe broke Toby's neck and dragged him back to the one place that didn't want him, and the welcome he got was people trying to get rid of him all over again. And later, once Michael's long gone and Andy is running the branch, Andy starts hating Toby too. That's the detail that really lands it for me. The hatred isn't even about Michael specifically. Toby is just the guy people decide to hate. Hand him to a brand new boss, and the new boss figures it out within a month. There's one more arc I have to get into, because it's where his sadness curdles into something darker. The Scranton Strangler. Toby gets picked for the jury, and the jury convicts a man named George Howard Scubb and sends him to death row. And afterward, Toby can't let it go. He becomes convinced they got the wrong guy, that he helped send an innocent man to die. It eats at him for years. He brings it up constantly to anyone who'll listen, which is nobody. He even starts writing his own crime novels off the back of it. And eventually he drives all the way out to the prison to confront the man himself, to get some kind of answer. And the guy reaches out and strangles him. Toby comes back with a neck brace and a wrecked voice. Even his one real attempt to do something that mattered, to chase down the truth and maybe save a life, ends with him physically broken. Again. The guy can't even try to do a good thing without ending up in a neck brace. And then the show ends. And it gives Toby the saddest send-off of anyone in the cast. He gets fired. He moves to New York to finally chase the one dream he had. Becoming a novelist. And the documentary catches him there, alone in the city, and he says this. He says he has 6 roommates now, and that roommates are better than friends because they have to give 1 month's notice before they leave. That's it. That's the last real thing we ever learn about Toby Flenderson. He's a man in his 50s who has been left by so many people, his parents, his wife, this office, that his definition of a good relationship has shrunk down to one where the other person is legally required to warn him before they go. He's not even asking people to stay anymore. He gave up on that a long time ago. He just wants a heads up. When you put it all together, Toby is what the office is actually about if you stop laughing for a second. Everybody in that building is lonely, but almost all of them get something out of it. They get the wedding or the promotion or the escape or at least an arc that goes somewhere. Toby just absorbs. He does every single thing you're supposed to do. He stays calm. He follows the rules. He tries to be kind. He tries to be a decent dad. He even tries to fix a wrongful conviction. And the show hands him nothing for it but a boss who wants him dead, a daughter who likes that boss better, and 6 roommates in a city where he doesn't know a soul. And the reason it gets uncomfortable once you actually see it is that Toby isn't a cartoon. There's a Toby in almost every office and a lot of families. The quiet one everybody finds a little annoying for reasons nobody could ever really explain. And the show got us to do to Toby the exact thing the office did to Toby. We laughed at him because he was easy to laugh at. And not one of us ever stopped to ask why the guy always looked so tired. If you got something out of this one, do me a favor and hit the like button, and subscribe if you want more of these. It honestly helps the channel more than you'd think. And if you're not quite ready to get up off the couch yet, there's another one already playing on your screen right now. Go ahead and click it, and I'll see you over there.